What do you make of LeBron confronting you in the aftermath of that situation?
I thought it was weak. I thought it was some bullshit. But in the moment, I knew that I was listening to a father. Here's what happened. I'm represented by William Morris Endeavor. The founder of William Morris Endeavor, Ari Emanuel, had courtside seats right next to the Lakers bench. He had Larry David with him, star of Curb Your Enthusiasm. I'm sitting with them. I get there in the first quarter. I'm sitting courtside, and I stand up, and then I got my head turned. And then I turned back around, and a lot of people thought this was the end of the game or something like that. This was in the third quarter. Apparently, LeBron had walked out of the timeout, and I turned around, and he's right here in my face. He said, yo, you got to stop talking shit about my son. You got to stop fucking with my son. That's my son. That's my son. And I was like, what? He said, nah, fuck that. I said, yo, let's talk later. He's like, fuck that. Nah, fuck that. You got to stop fucking with my son. And I said, all right, though. And he walked off. So I remember during a timeout in the first quarter, seeing Bronny. And Bronny looked over at me, and he had this sad look on his face. And I'm imagining Pop saw that shit, it hit him. And he couldn't hold it, and he rolled up on me. And so when I went on the air the next morning, first things first, believe it or not, I know this is shocking for people to believe, but I didn't have any intentions on talking about it until I woke up that morning and saw that the shit had gone viral. Once the shit had gone viral, the bosses at ESPN, now you gotta talk about it. This is you and him. You gotta talk about it. I said, fine. So I go on the air and I said, the first thing that I'm gonna do is establish that this was a father talking to me, not a player. And that was what threw me off. And I was glad, even though I thought that he misrepresented the argument, I was glad he did. Because you see, what he was really talking about, which was confirmed with his conversation with Richard Jefferson, is that I was talking about him as a father. And so what happens is that had he said that to me, then I wouldn't have been thrown off. I'd have came right back at him. Yes, I was. I was talking about you. You did this shit, which I'll get to in a second. But because he didn't do that, I said, fine, you let it go. Mind you, I just agreed to my contract. Courtside, that day was when it was announced. It's all over, everywhere.
We talked about it.
Right? Yeah. It's a nationally televised game. The cameras are rolling, and I'm like, if I do anything, this is gonna be a scene. Now, we can sit up here in front all we want to and act like we don't work for somebody. Damn it, I work for Walt Disney. And if I had gotten into some shit with him at courtside right there at that moment, no matter how right I would have been, it would have been wrong. And I was like, I'm not gonna do this. But once I saw the tape of him talking to Richard Jefferson Saturday night in Boston, that was when I got really pissed because that was confirmation. Now let's get to the father thing. And I'm so glad y'all asked me about this shit because all I would ask is that I've been around for 30 years. Tell me the parent that said they heard me talking about them. I've never done it. What happened was this man was the one that said, you want me, draft him. I'll come play anywhere he's at. It ain't even about the money. This man is the one who said he's better than some of the NBA players are right now when he was in high school. If you go back and look at the tape, back then I said, stop. You can't do this. If you do that shit, You're bringing more pressure on your son. LeBron, stop. I said it then. This is before he got drafted. Stop doing this. He goes to USC. He got the heart ailment. I'm like, thank God he's okay. He gonna be all right. But I'm not gonna go see him at USC, just like I didn't go see him at Sierra Canyon, because like I ain't see Melo's son. I heard your son is all world. I ain't see him. Your son, I never saw these guys until they came pro, because I know.
Wrong with USC?
No, it's not that.
Okay.
I know that because of who I am and what I've established for myself in this industry, if I walk into an arena, everybody is looking for me to critique that person. And I don't want to do that because they on a come up. I'm not covering college, I'm covering pro.
And they kids.
Huh? And they kid. Well, I'm saying, but if I was a college reporter, then I would have had to, but I wasn't. So why am I gonna be there? I didn't want to put that extra pressure. So I never went. I went on national television and announced to the world, I'm not going to see him. He goes to USC, I'm not gonna see him. It's too much. It's too much. And then now he's got to overcome this heart ailment, so I can't judge him. But then they said, oh, he going pro. So then once you say he's going pro, okay, you're talking to the scouts and the evaluators and everybody else. Yo, man, this is them. He'll be lucky to be a second-round pick. He'll be lucky. He ain't ready, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I ain't seen him, y'all. I haven't seen him. Then all of a sudden, Rich Paul and others at Clutch, and then the story headlines follow. Boston might be interested, Golden State might be interested, Phoenix might be interested, Clippers might be. You start hearing all of this, and you're like, all right, you know, this could be true, or this could be them wielding their magic to make it look such a way. I say nothing. He gets drafted by the Lakers, which everybody knew was going to happen because, you know, the skids were greased, and he gets drafted. I still say nothing. He goes into the pro. It's opening night. Now remember, most cats talk about the league. I cover it. What I mean by that is that you can give your opinion. You might not be on the phone with the commissioner. You might not be on the phone with the executive VP. You might not be on the phone with other people that work in these offices. I am. So because of that, I'm hearing all of this. Yeah, you know, we just gonna go along with it. Opening night I'm talking about. Opening night. Him, Bronny. We just gonna go along with it. Or you hearing the Lakers are just going along with it. You're hearing this stuff. Now, I'm not saying they told me that, meaning the commissioner or Jeannie Buss, but I'm saying you're hearing that from those organizations. So I'm getting all of this. I still say nothing. I'm at Crypto.com Arena. I'm one of those cats standing there.
Staples Center.
Ken Griffey, Senior and Junior, who all-stars, Hall of Famer, and Ken Griffey Jr.'s guys, they got them there. And again, I've been covering it for 30 years, not NBA, sports. You understand? So how you think it's all looking to me? It's a little bit too choreographed. But I'm still. I'm still like this. Congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking, let's have this moment because LeBron deserves it. The brother, I got him number 2 all time behind Jordan, right? He's done so much for the league. He's generated so much money. I don't want to hear about Bronny and the $8 million. As far as I'm concerned, LeBron underpaid. This shit, that's $8 million he should have had in his pocket. It's no big deal to me. But the one thing I did say was, that one game right there is the moment. Now you got to go to the G League and earn your stripes. Instead, he's playing and playing and playing, and I'm getting stats, and he go against Philly. They put him in the first quarter, and Tyrese and them gave it to him. And then they plaster on SportsCenter 0.3 points, 0.3 rebounds, 0.4 assists, blah, blah, blah. And I said, damn. Why? Because I'm like, now I can't ignore it. Because how am I doing my job? If now you put me in a position where because they put the stats up, everyone is blowing it up. They're putting it on all their social media pages. And it's like, how do all of that's happening, but Stephen A. Smith got nothing to say? I can't get away with it no more. So I go on the air and I say the same thing I said over the summer. Yo, LeBron, if we see this, you're his dad and you're a basketball savant. You must see this. Don't do this. Because you're putting him under such a microscope. It's gonna be too much for him to overcome. Give him a chance. So that's what I said. And because I prefaced it by saying, as a dad, the only reason I said as a dad is because you marketed yourself as his dad to help him get into the league. You didn't do that. Melo didn't do that, or it hasn't yet, and I know he wouldn't.
D-Wade,
Tim Hardaway Sr., Rick Barry, the list goes. None of them did that. None of them. He's the only one. And I said, yo, that's why I'm saying this to you. I don't want to do this. I know your intentions are honorable. Go back and watch the whole tape of me saying it. I know your intentions are honorable. I know you don't mean harm. But there's some vultures out here, and they gonna come for him. And how many times over the years, to get to your point, in terms of what you asked me about what you expect from me, Stephen A., blah, blah, how many, find the brothers in the industry that will tell you, I did not give them a lookout. I go up to them all the time. Yo, come here. I'm not gonna be able to help you if you get to this point. You need to stop this shit right now because it's coming. It's coming. That to me is where I reach back and I pay back by giving cats the heads up of the minefields, because I've been here for 30 years. I got fired, I lost my job, they thought my career was over. I've been through all of this shit, all of it. And I'm like, yo, I know where the minefields lie, and I'm telling you what's coming. And then this shit go down, and everybody act like I never said none of this. I'm like, I said, this fucked up. Because if you go, it's all on tape. If you go back, I gave the heads up.
That's too easy for people to do. That's too easy for people to do.
Right.
So we shouldn't uplift our kids? Like, we can't
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. You said what?
We can't uplift our kids? We can't say he's better than some of the players in the
But you gotta be truthful.
What you mean truthful? It's my son.
I don't give a fuck if your son suck, your son
regardless
suck.
or not. I don't give a fuck, but it's my son.
Your son suck, he suck.
No.
Yes.
No, but he don't.
Not in his heart.
No,
Yeah, I understand.
he don't,
Listen, you can
though.
be that dad. But you made it to the high. You're not trying to live, but you're not trying to live vicariously. You're not
So
trying to.
obviously he don't suck.
You're not trying to live vicariously through your
I'm seeing something that
son
y'all
doing
seeing
it.
now, and I seen it. So
Yeah,
do we
I'm not
suck
saying
now?
Bronny suck, but I'm just saying.
But you just tell me
You
you
honest. Yes, you can be that. Listen, I coach Little League rec girls basketball, right? Trust me when I tell you, some of them parents being there cheering they fucking heart out for their child.
Yeah.
You supposed to, shit. It's my child.
You see that product. They ain't got nobody athletic in their family tree.
Whoa,
Man.
Listen,
They're looking for an anomaly.
They ain't got athletic bone in their body. They ain't got athletic bone in their family
my
tree.
son averaging
And they got their child out here and they out in that motherfucker with signs and shit.
Right.
Go get them.
But
No.
but I'm saying this all
Your
started
child need a
because you
helmet.
said my child is better than some of the players in the NBA.
He don't mean that. Wait, don't you coach your son on the girl?
No. This boy,
No, I thought.
He disrespect me.
No, I thought.
No, they ain't gonna do this in front of Stephen A. No, this is not. No,
I
we got
thought-
company. We got company.
no.
Don't y'all play in the same league?
I got a 6-year-old son.
Yeah, my
He got
son,
a
nice and
son.
five. Nice.
Oh,
He
when,
play-
No, I got a no fool
I thought you was coaching.
ass boy.
But the other part that I would bring to you, the other part I would bring to you, Swag, is this.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Because you played in the NBA, it ain't just about how you feel. It's about how you know what's coming.
And then I got another.
And so now, as a parent, you got an obligation to protect from what's coming.
To your point, right? I used to tell KJ all the time. Internally, I see it. You have what it takes to play in the NBA, right? All you got to do is keep getting better.
Right.
Right? This is my whole message,
Right.
right? Keep getting better.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure Bron is telling Bronny the same thing, but it was interrupted. Not saying that he can't get there, that he would never get there.
I think he got a chance.
But it was interrupted.
And they pivoted.
And they pivoted in a way that we all said, we all took pause in it, right? We're like, but that's their family, that's their decision.
Right.
So we all gonna sit back and whatever comes with it, comes with it. And we're the same, I'm the same one that sit on this couch and say, we're gonna treat him as the 55th pick, right? My son was the 52nd pick. I fucking get it, right? It worked out for KJ in year 5. He listened, he got better, he did things, he was in a decent situation to play. It just, right? It's just unfortunate my name ain't to that. Where everything that KJ has done, everything that he's doing is being critiqued.
But it's helped.
Right, it's helped.
Because with you were a Rough Rider. Everybody know you could defend your ass off. Everybody, you wasn't scared of shit. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't gonna be some soft ass playing alongside you. You wasn't having it. No one disrespects your son.
Because they scared of him. Just tell him.
But it's not. But no, it's not. It's not about being scared of him. No. It's his makeup.
It's a bully.
No. It's his makeup. Yeah, he was.
If you don't tell him, he's gonna make sure you tell him.
That you was a bully.
Tell him.
Tell him he's a bully.
Yeah, tell him.
Oak bully. Don't listen to these motherfuckers.
But what I'm saying is,
Underdog user, not Oak Cliff bully.
He was. So he comes into the league, but it's not just about respect for him as a player. It's respect for how he handled his son coming into the league. Listen, you talk. I had to ask you about your son the other day. I've been hearing about his son for a while. I had to ask him about him. You understand what I'm saying? You got to ask. I mean, Melo, listen to Melo talk about how he had to step back. You know he was desperate for his son to go to Syracuse, but he didn't want to influence him. You said, Melo never talked about his son like that. You had to ask him. And so you see a lot of this stuff happen, and then you see this. And I'm like, so as a media member, now, this is the part y'all may not take into consideration. You don't have to care, but we do. If I don't say nothing. Wait a minute now. I would have said something about somebody else. I'd have said something before.
Okay.
How long am I supposed to go without doing my job? The brother is in the NBA. He is wearing a Lakers uniform. So it's like, wait a minute here. You got to a point where it left you no choice. So then all you could do is speak respectfully, but honestly. And then everybody was caught up in as a father. And I'm like, come on, man.
Steve,
Come on,
like
man.
this, Steve. This how simple it goes. It goes this simple.
Please.
Okay, let's see.
You've always been stand-up Steve. So whenever it's a situation that we looking to Steve to stand up and they're trying to take that away from you, you got to look at it. From my perspective, I'm like, I'm always the one that's going to say something.
Y'all.
Right? And I'm going to be always the one that's the hater. Because what I'm saying is in opposition to what everyone either believes or has been told.
Okay.
So I've always taken the Stephen A. Smith seat.
Okay.
I'm going to say it. Yeah, I said it. I know some of y'all feel that way, and I know some of y'all watching what I'm watching. But it's not a critique. It's just what I'm seeing. It's an observation.
Somebody want to play with their brother like that. The asses.
Yes,
The Nasses.
He took up
Say
Ross's
shit
spot.
about
Who
their
did?
asses.
Who didn't? You wasn't on the show then?
Justin Holiday.
He got criticized,
They don't
bro.
criticize
I said he was taking up a goddamn Ross's
Yeah.
What's
spot.
wrong with wanting to play with somebody you love? Or feel comfortable
When
with
J.R. Smith and Chris Smith,
J.R. Smith,
he got criticized for that.
No,
Yes.
they're not in the media like every day like LeBron is.
Well, and
But
The asses.
their dad isn't
talk
LeBron
about
James.
one time
Yeah,
on
but
fucking
it's a couple of
ESPN.
He's not in the GOAT debate.
Right.
That's the point.
In a couple of
In
a couple ways. In a couple ways. Hold on. Giannis is a bad example. Giannis is a bad example. He's a superstar. He comes over to America, and they were talking about how he was alone and he's not comfortable because he's not trusting. So you got that man there to keep him comfortable. Wait a minute, he's worth it because you ain't going to the 12th man on the bench any damn way. So stop that. Not comfortable because he's not trusting. So you got that man there to keep him comfortable. Wait a minute, he's worth it because you ain't going to the 12th man on the bench any damn way. So stop that. Now to get to your point, you're right, except for one thing. I haven't always spoken first. There's plenty of times in my career where I've laid back and I haven't said anything and I've waited. It's just that when I spoke,
That's what I'm saying.
that it resonates.
That's what I'm saying.
But
You
eventually
holding back.
I will.
You
But it's not always first.
But you holding back sometimes works against you because you could have said it when everybody was feeling it and everybody knew it was supposed to come out and you supposed to say it, right? So you holding that Bronny information, you holding on to it, knowing we all saying it, right? And we waiting on stand-up Steve to say it because that's going to validate it.
Right.
It's like if Steve see it, we know it's boom.
Yeah, but in that situation,
I don't know if he said anything.
I didn't. In
No,
that situation,
he's the only foreigner that needed somebody next to him.
No, I said it.
No, I'm saying,
I said
He's
it.
the only foreigner that needed help.
he's the only forward with
What's
a
his
brother
name?
that damn
What's his
good.
name,
How about
brother?
that?
What's his name?
Okay?
What's
Ain't
his
everybody
name?
ain't Giannis. Everybody ain't Giannis.
Joker brothers should be on the bench with him.
Like I get both.
They are on the bench. They behind
Giannis
the
was
bench.
in the league
And also
before
they're
Giannis.
taking up the roster spot for everybody.
Yeah, agree.
He was in the league before Giannis, though.
But you're not wrong with what you're saying. You're not wrong. I'm just saying that it depends on the story. Everything isn't meant to be put on Front Street day one. Sometimes you wait because sometimes the story is more potent when you wait as opposed to you being just get it out there first. Nah, sometimes you want to wait and see. You can do that. You get to make that decision as a media member as long as you're honest about it.
Let me ask you this then.
Like game
Is the
motivation.
timing right now as potent as it is? Is it bubbled up at the right time now?
Well, he made it that way.
For everybody. For the league, for Steve, you just signed your deal. That happened. The league is just got Luka. They just turned the viewership coin. Everything has turned due to all of these interactions.
I'm still saying it still depends on the story. It depends on how much of something is resonating and how much is percolating. If the shit's percolating, damn right you touch on it. If it ain't that big of a deal in people's eyes, then you might wait. But he made it what it is. When he rolled up on me courtside.
But isn't it weak though? Yeah. Like when you think about it, you know he wasn't ready, right? As a father, you're still a father to your son. You're still trying to praise them and make them feel like they're worthy of playing basketball because they can get discouraged at any moment in time, right? So I'm pretty sure every game he's over the line, you got it, don't worry about it, just go out there, play the game. That's that part of it. The NBA part knows he's not ready yet, right? But as the father part, him sitting there nervous and shit, you're like, no, hey, relax. You're gonna go out there and play. At what point, when he gets drafted 55, do you supposed to sit back and be like, all right, there's nothing to talk about here. He's 55. He wasn't 17. He wasn't a first round. His draft status actually let you know what he was.
But what I'm saying to you,
he's at the back bottom.
That very draft status that you pointed to, all of us would have that attitude if his pops hadn't done what he did. So what I'm saying is that because of what he did publicly, we had no choice but to ultimately address it. Yep. And as a 55th, all he had to do is this. Listen, I got this moment with my son. All right, now it's time to go to the G League and do what you're doing, and we'll see you next year.
Or let the draft happen organically, and if somebody's going to draft him, let them draft. Like you never know, just for shits and giggles. Right. What if somebody at 44 wanted to pick it? I'm just for shits and giggles.
No, I get
right. But somebody at 44 wanted to pick him, right?
Yes.
So you gonna stop?
Yes.
Because he wants to play with his kid. He don't want to see his kid.
He don't want to see his kid in the NBA.
Okay. He wants to play on the same team.
Go ahead. I think we're
that's way different. That's way different.
And here's why. My son could have died.
Yes.
I've been in the league 21 years, right?
So what is the dream?
Hold on. I've been in the league 21 years.
What is Bronny's dream?
To be in the NBA.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been in the league 21 years. I missed 19 to 20 years of his life. You know how we are as parents. We're in, we're out, we're in, we're out. Yes. My firstborn with my name almost passed. And you're telling me that I'm gonna keep playing this league to miss this? Fuck no. This is gonna be the first time in my career where I get 360 fucking 5 days with my son.
But you don't.
I'm not letting someone else draft him. I want him near me.
What about
because
Bryce?
of what happened.
Are you gonna do it to Bryce too?
But you don't get every day.
I do get every day. If he's on his team, I get every day.
But he's not. He plays
I
on
get
the
more
G
than I did for the last whatever.
He plays on the G League.
He gets to come home to me, though.
He lives by himself.
But what I'm saying, he gets to come home to me.
He's a pro.
Are you not? Are you understanding?
He's a professional.
I heard
Everything that you're
Once his
saying,
kids, once something happens to his
everything
kid,
that you're saying is true, Gil. Yes. Yes, absolutely. 100% factual. I hear you, yes. But what is Bronny's dream?
Bronny's dream was
To be in the NBA,
Bronny's
right?
dream was this. I don't give a
play.
fuck where I get drafted. I just want to hear my name.
So
That
why
was his
not?
dream.
So therefore, what I'm saying is,
that was his dream.
let that happen organically.
As a father, I don't want it to happen organically on your draft.
Hold on, Gil.
I wanted to happen on my draft.
Hold on, Swag. Hold on, Gil.
So you don't think it meant something for me to hear? Listen, I told y'all sitting in this motherfucker, I was a bigger wreck on KJ's draft day than he fucking was.
Right.
Right?
For sure, you should be.
A bigger wreck. I'm trying to stay away from him.
Right.
Because I don't want him to sense this shit.
Right.
Right? So yeah, I wanted more than he fucking wanted.
Yeah.
Right? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's his dream and his journey is what I'm saying.
Who
I'm
cried?
happy for him. I did.
No. Who cried when Bronny got drafted?
I didn't watch
They
it.
said it was Bronny. I thought I saw him crying.
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure he did. It's his dream.
His
So
only dream was to hear his
name called.
That's
Yes.
it.
I'm with you. I'm saying yes, Gil. Yes.
Right.
Absolutely. Hear his name called for any fucking team.
Right.
For any team. Right?
Right.
For any
But
team.
once, but here's what he's saying. He said any team, right? Which means that when we're talking about the Lakers, that's about LeBron, not Bronny. Bronny wanted to get drafted by any NBA team. He wanted to hear his name. It was LeBron that wanted him as his teammate. So what I'm saying
Now
is,
why?
when you, because of the reasons you pointed
Okay.
out.
Yes, I
So
said
what I'm
yes,
saying to you is, if LeBron had rolled up on me, this is all he had to say, because I said this to Rich Paul when Rich Paul called me. I said, Rich Paul, I only asked for grace in one level, on one point. If you had called me and said, Bron pissed off, motherfucker mad as hell, he want to see you man to man. I said, what would I have done? Rich Paul said, you'd have hung up the phone and you'd flew to LA. I said, thank you. So my point is, rather than come up to me at courtside, all you had to do was say, yo, I need you to stay, don't leave this game. I need you to see you after the game. That's all he had to say to me. Then as we speak, he says that, let's take an example, he said what you just said.
Yeah.
I stand down. My bad. And not only that, I'm gonna make sure I go on the air. I ain't look at it that way. That's on me. You didn't do that shit. You said you fucking with my son. No, I wasn't. I was talking about you. I was talking about you. Wasn't about your son. I know he's number 55. I know he got work to do. I believe that he got potential.
Yeah.
I believe that he got the potential to go pro. I truly believe that. It's gonna be tough, but I think he could pull it off. And by the way, I'm rooting for him. I ain't rooting against nobody. But I was talking about your ass. You did this. You the one that had us as reporters, as a league, as an NBA franchise. All of us gotta sit back and be quiet and capitulate to your shit.
Come on now.
You did that. And so when I see people talking, and I'm like, oh my God, can somebody? I mean, I know I got a show, and I know I got my podcast, but I'm like, goddamn, y'all, I'm fair. I don't give a fuck who it is. It's you, it's you, it's you. It don't matter who it is. Damn it, I'm just meeting you. If somebody unfair to you, I'm gonna be like, that's not fair. That's not fair. But when it come to me, everybody get crickets. That motherfucker Stephen A. on his own. That, respectfully, excuse my language, that's fucked up.
Amen.
I'm on my own. When number one, we know I'm right. Number two, we know the perspective that I'm coming from is real and it's authentic. Number three, he set this up. Number four, all you had to do was tell me. Listen, Kenya told me, you keep talking about, I'm bringing this up for all fun. He talked about how he approached me in Puerto Rico. I swear to God, I don't remember. I swear to God.
Probably.
But I know this much.
But you do.
And let me tell you what I did. I was writing for the Philadelphia Inquirer. This is from 1993 to 2010. Shit, I said, when the fuck he talking about? I called Philadelphia Choir. I said, I called my research, look up the archives. I want every goddamn article I wrote about Kenyon Martin. I don't know what he's talking about, right? Because I'm looking at articles. I said, I knew that brother was a stud. I knew that brother deserved his money. Where the Nets go? Nets ain't going no fucking back-to-back finals without you. I'm like, I know, what is he talking about? You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking for the shit, and I found some shit where you got it was some shit with Byron Scott or whatever. But I don't know, but I'll take your word for it. My point is, Kenyon Martin would talk about, I rolled up on Stephen A. I'm like, he ain't the only one. There's plenty of motherfuckers that rolled up on me. Glenn Robinson and I mean, butt heads because I thought he got Randy Ayers fired. I couldn't stand his ass. Let me tell you, I mean, it got to a point where motherfuckers like just walk in between us because it was just hostility. I couldn't stand his ass. And then I was in Houston, and I saw Glenn Robinson III. And he saw me, and he put his head down, and he walked by me. I felt like such shit. I stopped him in the hallways of a Houston Rockets game, and I said, come here, man. Whatever's going on between me and your father, it's my fault. And when I see him, I'm gonna apologize, because for him to look like that, we done took this shit too far. There's no reason for it. I just thought that you showed Randy Ayers the same grace as you show Larry Brown or some shit. That's all it was. But for it to get like that, I didn't mean for that to happen. So I instantly told him, whatever it is going on between you and me and your father, it's my fault. Your father's fine. I'm the journalist. I'm supposed to know better. That's my fault. That's on me. Shit like that could happen with somebody like LeBron. But LeBron up here, and he know he up here. He don't give a fuck. The problem is when it comes to the media, God damn it, I'm up here. You understand?
How do you feel about the Stephen A. LeBron situation? Me personally, I agree with Stephen A. Smith, but I definitely understand how LeBron as a father may feel. I feel like LeBron jumped the gun and made the situation more about him and less about Bronny. But there's so many different perspectives. I get when Gil said, I want him to be near me. You're one of the biggest players. You know, you want to have influence on your son. So I get it. And I agree when Kenyon Martin said, you know, just keep getting better. He may not be ready right now, but he's still young. He has time to mature into the player, and that's what I want to see. And I agree with Stephen A. when he said, this isn't about Bronny. This is about you. And I appreciate Stephen A. for keeping it real and not biting his tongue. I feel like he should have waited an extra year, maybe 2, to allow him to mature into the player that he needed to be. Because I like how Gil and Carmelo Anthony, they support their sons, but, you know, they're not trying to put their sons out there until they're ready. But how do you guys feel about the situation? Do you guys think LeBron jumped the gun? Or do you think Stephen A. Smith was wrong in the situation? Let me know in the comments. I love you guys. It's positivity, good vibes. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. We out.